All right. We're just going to get right into it. All right. We lost to the Bills. That's nothing new. If you watch my preview video, I had us losing this game. I'm not going to pick us against the Bills until we beat the Bills. So if you're watching a video of mine, don't need to rub it in. I told you so, blah, 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 because I'm on your side. If you're a Bills Mafia fan, I'm on your side. I can't pick the Dolphins until we actually beat them. But this game ain't really about. This video ain't really about none of that. Because it's about a topic that's bigger than football. It's about a man's life. At the end of the day, we lost. Cool. Win or lose, though, what I found out today is way more important about a man's life. And it's Tua. And I found out today that Tua cannot play this game anymore. It's not that he doesn't have the ability to be a good quarterback in this league. He does. But he can't play this game anymore. He's going to have to hang it up. In my opinion, Tua's done. Now, does it mean that he's going to give it up? I don't know. Right? Does it mean that the Dolphins are going to give up on their $212 million quarterback? I don't know. But the type of hit that Tua took today is not the type of hit that you should immediately be concussed from, in my opinion. I understand it was a tough hit, but that was Tua's first tough hit of the year. And that's the result. He made it through a whole season. All right, he did that. He did. And I don't know if that was God's hand on him. I don't know, right? I know he's a believer. I'm a believer too, so it very much could have been so. And he's gotten the bag. But we have to live in reality, right? And I hate to say it because I like Tua a lot. As a person especially, I love Tua as a person. And I like him as a quarterback. I don't love him as a quarterback anymore, but at the end of the day, you got 2 kids, brother. You know what I'm saying? You got a wife. You got to start thinking about your health. And there's no way that he can avoid those hits for the rest of his career. It's not possible, and it's unrealistic for him to think that he could. This game is too physical for Tua's brain to handle it. Physically, he can't do it. I would not be surprised one bit if Tua retired by Sunday. I'm so serious, and I won't be mad. And none of us should be upset if he were to retire from the football league, because at the end of the day, he's got to put his family first. And I understand that he might want to continue to play. And if he goes out there, I'm going to continue to support him. But I'm always going to have in the back of my head, the next time he gets hit, is this going to be the last time? Because God forbid, what if, and it's something my brother mentioned, what if the next time he does not get up? Right? He got up from this one. He was able to walk off the field. What if next time you're not able to get up to it? What happens then? All right? Now, God forbid, once again, you end up a vegetable or something. And I got to talk about the real, right? You end up a vegetable or something. Now your wife got to take care of you and them kids for the rest of y'all life. Well, for the rest of your life. Right? It's not worth it. Now, honestly speaking, any type of hit to Tua that got him concussed could have probably had me sitting here talking about it. But the way that it did happen, running for a first down, trying to make sure you get that extra yardage, being tough, which Tua is a tough guy. The things that happen to his body doesn't necessarily mean that he's not tough or tough-minded when it comes to playing the game. Some of the things aside from that, maybe he doesn't do too well with like the Flores situation and all that. Although Flores had a lot to do with that as well, not knowing how to manage his players. But when it comes to actually stepping on the field, Tua's got some toughness about him. Now, lately he's been trying to preserve himself and avoid hits. But earlier in his career, he wasn't like that. He wasn't trying to turn after to brace. After throwing, you'll see him turn and brace. He wasn't doing that stuff early on in his career. But in order to play longer, that's the thing that he adopted. But when you're running, the only thing that protects you is a slide. If you're not going to slide, and you have to, for example, if it's 4th down, and he was just like, if he slid, he would have been short, right? And he had to do that. There's no way you're going to protect yourself. Tua's not the type of guy that can protect himself fully from that type of force impact when he's trying to go for a 1st down and it's 4th down and it's give it everything you got. That wasn't the situation he was in tonight, right? He got the 1st down and could have slid and still protected himself, but he was trying to get the extra yardage. But what if next time that's not the case? What if next time it's 4th down and he needs every bit of that to get the 1st down? He can't slide. And those are the moments that we're thinking about now, right? Because we could say, Tua can just go back to what he did last year and make it throughout the yesterday's year. That's cool. But now we know also as well, doesn't matter if his brain has 6, 8, 10 months off of trauma and off of impact. As soon as he gets one good lick, that's it. That's it. It's like we're starting over again, and you're adding another concussion to the history. And at some point, it's got to be enough. Now, I don't know if these are the conversations that Tua's having with his family. I heard his family was in the locker room with him. I don't know. Maybe it's too early for him to even think about that type of thing. But hopefully over these next few days, he makes the right decision for him and his family, and that would be to walk away from the game. Now, it's going to leave the Dolphins in a world of hurt. You just paid your quarterback. You thought you had a franchise quarterback moving forward, and now you're starting from scratch. It is what it is. It's a team. We'll figure it out, right? We'll move on. We'll pivot. Just like he's going to have to pivot, the Dolphins are going to have to pivot. And now this season, you just throw the season away because, first of all, it don't matter anyway, because his life, him living, and him having a quality of life is way more important than that. But this season is over. All right, let's be clear. This season is over. First of all, we're not as good as we thought we were going into this season. Plain and simple. We have regressed. All right, that's one. Two, without Tua, there's no chance. All right, save for us spending some high pick to go get somebody's really good backup, if that's even possible. Save for that happening, this season's pretty much over unless Skyler could really turn it up these next 15 games. So, yeah, this is tough. This one hurts, all right, because I like him. I like Tua, but I'm realizing now, after sitting there mulling it over, just thinking about the scenarios, yeah, Tua could come back from this, but I don't see him never having a concussion again, and that's a problem because I thought that he could possibly never have one again, being that he made it through last year, and if he just took care of himself and make sure he didn't take certain hits, but the type of hit he took tonight, those are unavoidable in certain situations, and if that's what's going to be the result, he can't play anymore. Plain and simple, he can't play anymore. And I commend him for giving it a shot. They told him to quit. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. He did what he needed to do, did jiu-jitsu, gained weight, and made it through a whole season. Was a Pro Bowl player and made it into the top 40 as a player in the league based on player voting. So, he's got his respect. But it's over now. In my opinion, it's over. All right, it's over. He should move on. It's something my dad said. We have a text thread. My dad wasn't here physically with us watching the game, being my brother. So we were in a text thread, and he said Tua kind of reminds him of Grant Hill, and that is a perfect comparison because, as you know, Grant Hill was an All-Pro, All-NBA guy. He was really, really good, but the ankles wasn't right. And, you know, he got traded to the Magic with Tracy McGrady, and you know, Tracy McGrady became an All-Star, All-NBA player, but Grant Hill couldn't even get off the bench. Right? He was just hurt. His ankles were shot. He was never able to become the player that he was supposed to be. And maybe that's the case with Tua. You look at a guy like Andrew Luck, that's another example of a guy that just couldn't take the beating anymore. And he had to let it go. He had to walk away. These things happen. All right, Luke Kuechly's another one with concussions. Right? He had to walk away from the game. Dan Morgan, I believe he had to walk away from the game at some point. Patrick Willis walked away from the game as well. All right, so these things happen. All right, and now those guys, they were doing the hitting for a living. Some of those guys were linebackers, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? Your situation is your situation, and into a situation, he's got to watch out because we already know that this game leads to CTE, and with these concussions, he could get there a lot quicker than others. He's got to take care of himself. He needs to walk away. All right, now this video is a doom and gloom video, right? And that's just where we are as a franchise, but we'll pull through. Eventually, we'll get over this situation and we'll move on as a team. And then hopefully, you know, we can reset fast. I still believe in McDaniel. I still believe in the core of this team. We need some more pieces for sure. But, hey, we'll be all right. All right, we'll be all right, and I'll continue to cover it. And I really didn't want to make this video, but I have an obligation. I'm a YouTuber, right? So I'm a Dolphins YouTuber. I got to go with the good and the bad, the ugly. I got to step up in front of the camera, state my piece. All right, I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. We still love our team. We just can't beat the doggone Bills. Is what it is. I'm out.